I'm ready. Are you? Oh, yes, you are. I can sense it. We are all ready for the hottest podcast blending Second Life and real life. Boys and girls, it's time for the fourth wall with Paul and BK in three, two, one. Talk to me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Fourth Wall. The scumbag superstar Paul Slater alongside my podcast partner BK. And BK, there's a legend amongst us today.
Absolutely. And I'm laughing at myself because before we went on, I went back because I was trying to make sure that I had all of the feds that this person has been in. I just got the dude has got just the alphabet soup of wrestling feds in SL. He has been here for 17 years. One and only, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vince Easter to the show. Vince, pleasure to have you finally.
Nice to be here, finally.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been a long time. Your name came up quite a bit before we, was able to get around to you. And, the way we were doing it before was kind of chaotic. And then, Paul came up with the great idea of the guest forum. So now you're here. So let's just go ahead and get started. You've been doing this for 17 years, which means that you had to have something to do with pose ball wrestling. So you're one of the few people that we've had on here that might have something to do with that. We know a few other ones and they didn't want to mention it because they're kind of like, yeah, that tells you how old I am. So in 17 years, you have seen almost everything in SL wrestling change.
Oh, yeah.
What has been your take on the changes? I understand there's negative, there's positive on everything. You got your pros, you got your cons. But in your opinion, has there been more pros or more cons?
A lot more pros.
Okay.
The technology in the scripting has been vastly updated since when I first started. Put this way, back then we didn't even have bag or any of this or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the old ACPWS.
Wow, ACPWS. A lot of people mention that too, especially when we had Alpin on here.
There's a new one coming
Yeah.
out too.
Do what?
He has a new one in the works.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one too.
Oh yeah.
That actually I think the way he's doing that one is kind of based similar to the old XCS.
Yeah.
No, not XCS. The old Edge system.
Yeah.
The old Edge system that he used to have way back.
Oh yeah, way back before I even started. Okay.
Which actually, I still have copies of that available at the vendors too.
Does it still work?
I don't use the actual HUD part itself. I usually just use the cells off of it, but as far as I know, it's the original copy, so it should still work.
Okay. All right. So we're going to back up a little bit because we started out in the SL, and everybody's watched the show. You know where we're going to start. Go ahead and tell us the person behind the avatar. How did you get introduced, or how did you become a wrestling fan in real life, if you're even a wrestling fan?
That's the odd part. I'm actually not a big wrestling fan.
Wow.
Huh?
None? I kind of knew about it, like, here and there, but I never was really that big into it.
Oh, well, okay.
It's always surprising. It's always surprising when that happens.
Yeah, it's like you've been doing this 17 years and your name is known, and I know you're not afraid of people knowing. You also have a female avatar by the name of Karma Star, who that name is also well known in the SL wrestling community. But how is it somebody who's not much of a wrestling fan becomes such a staple in a deep-seated community?
Longevity, and I kind of have my hand in a number of projects that are wrestling related. So
you learned how to be a fan after you became a wrestler in a virtual world.
Yeah.
So how?
Okay,
how
I don't think I've heard that one before.
Yeah, all right. So again, you've been in this a long time. How did you decide? You know what? Like, you're not a wrestling fan, and being like, you know what, I want to try this wrestling because like I don't like NASCAR, right? Like I'm not a big NASCAR guy, so like I want to come on the SL and be like, you know what, I'm going to start driving cars. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you
You
not?
can't do that.
I know, but how do you become not a wrestling fan and then decide that you want to do wrestling?
Well, it's not so much that I wasn't a fan. It's just, well, I wasn't a fan, but I still had some interest.
Right.
So it's like, and that was like one of the first things that I came across. Oddly enough, it was like one of the first things I looked around for, and I was trained by the late kitty cat Catherine Blackadder. So just the way even the SLCW back then was so welcoming. It's like I just kind of grew into it.
It makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, but was it okay? Wow, that totally threw off any kind of questions I would have normally had. So yeah, I actually got stumped by. Okay, so let me. Okay, so getting into the wrestling and seeing, was it not a little bit more difficult for you to pick up what was going on as far as like the storytelling with the promos and the setup, and then going in and having the story to culminate into a, in all honesty, into a physical combat? Was it hard for you to realize what was going on, or did you just like, oh, okay, this is really cool?
It wasn't really that hard for me. Partially because most of it back then, we didn't have like, most of it back then, I kind of could get a feel for things because I kind of. Well, let me back up. Back then, because back then there was a solid 30-day avatar age requirement.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I kind of used that time to like go to the shows and hang out with the wrestlers there and kind of get to know SL, and that's kind of how it. And then once I got in, a lot of it was just following booking and kind of going with what was going on because it was Eric Stewart that was the GM and booker at the time.
Okay.
So
okay, you went like, all right, I'm going to jump ahead real quick, BK.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you went from all right, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. I like calling you. I'm going to call you Karma because I'm going to say Vince. I'm going to go back and forth. So bear with me. So
that's fine.
You went from not being a big wrestling fan, like knowing about it. Like I need to know the story of how when I first joined, I always heard your name, Vince Easterwood. Like, how do you become such a name? How do you start running feds without being a wrestling fan? It's crazy to me. Like, I just need to understand how that works.
Well, that's the
because this is a crazy business doing this shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those. I wasn't like, I never could watch it, but I always had an interest in it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of that interest that got me started, and then it just kind of went from there. It was like I just kind of grew into the concept while I was like watching and training.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite aspect of it? Would you prefer to just put me in a match? I don't care about promos or is it the storytelling? What is it that you like the most of that you like to focus on the most?
Personally, the storylines definitely are a big draw for me. Well, because it's that I know some have put it before, it's like one of the ultimate good versus evil style storytelling. with the face and heel concept.
Mm-hmm. And what is your favorite persona to play?
Actually, of the two, Vince was my favorite, but Karma definitely is a bit of a different take.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. Would you prefer to be heel or face?
I'm actually kind of enjoying the heel side a little bit
Everybody
more
likes the
now.
heel side. Everybody likes heel side, and then you got people like Paul that no matter what he does, he can go out there and be a complete baby face, but he gets treated like a heel.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to be a heel, people talk about what an ass. It's funny. It's
I
hilarious.
try.
Okay, so you have the two different characters. You have Vince and you have Karma. Now, I don't know the origins, but is it safe for me to say that the reason Karma was created was because of the whole WPWF? Because I know for them, you have to have a female Abby. You don't have to be a female, but you have to have a female Abby. Was that how Karma was created, or was there a different reason that she was introduced to begin with?
That was not the original reason. Karma was actually not originally my avatar to begin with.
Mm.
But some that knew Karma way back when might have realized that there was a second Karma avatar before 2020. And the reason for the change is because of I assume to be because of the major real world event that happened in 2020.
Okay.
Which was the onset of COVID.
Right, when the world shut down.
That's when I joined.
Right, yeah. You got nothing else to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, my Vince's partner at the time, Trisha Fallen, was living in Seattle. So I've never been able to get any true confirmation, but like that May, I completely lost contact with her, like 100%. So.
Okay, so go ahead.
So I don't know exactly if it's because she died, but everything back then was basically telling me that she might have passed away like sometime during the initial few months of COVID.
Damn, it sucks.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to go back to what you were talking about earlier when I was talking about personas, and you were talking about the Karma and of course Vince. Which one do you prefer to play?
Lately, Karma, for sure.
Okay.
And it's not just because of that whole issue. It's just been like a completely different take on another whole aspect of me, because Vince has always been like the church boy, the crusader. Always had that.
I'm sorry, it's funny you mentioned that because you'll find out why later. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But it always had that religious theme to it. So Karma is kind of like, what else is there about me?
Right. So okay, so I've never seen you wrestle as Vince. This is actually the first time I've had any interaction with you as Vince. All my interaction has been with you has been as Karma. Now, I know, Karma's not the same size as Vince is, but do you have it where there's two different wrestling styles with them, or do you have it where they're pretty much right along the same lines, kind of like, even though
they are completely different in wrestling styles. Vince was more like speed, high flyer type. Karma is more like technical striker into submission.
Oh, okay.
Although, well, both do kind of share that technical submission, but Vince was more high flyer, Karma's more the striker.
Okay. Boy, that's two contrasting styles too.
Yeah,
Wow.
different, way different.
Well, I mean, I would say, okay, one's high flyer and then one's just a little, like if you were like, oh, Karma's small, she's high flyer, and Vince, he does some high flying, but he's more agile, and but from a high flyer to a grappler, basically, or a brawler, wow, that's like just standing on a cliff and just throwing a rock off of it. Wow. Okay. We established earlier 17 years. A lot of feds, a lot of matches.
Yep. Ever since SLCW December of 08.
A lot of matches, a lot of opponents, lots of stories. I'm sure there's been some shoulda, woulda, couldas, maybe. So, 17 years. Your favorite opponent?
By far, Big Evil Manticorn.
That is the quickest answer we've ever gotten. And okay, so why?
Just that. Ever had one of those people where you have such that deep-rooted rivalry that you can always come back to whenever, as long as both are around, and it never goes stale?
No clue what you're talking about. Do you? Any indication there, Paul? You have any idea what he's talking about there?
No, not at all.
Okay, it's just somebody you have a real good working and personal relationship with, somebody that you can always rely to be there, and probably brings out the best in you, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt that. Let's see, of the time that I was on Vince, so probably about 12 of those years, we had about 6 or 7 matches together.
Okay.
And
all right. Okay.
And we just kind of built up on, like, it was kind of funny because certain aspects we would build up on the original time that we met in the ring, which was right after an Inferno match. Actually, right after the first ever Prince of Hell Inferno match, which was
wait. A what?
Yeah,
I got the Infernal part. What was the other part?
Pits of Hell.
Pits of Hell. Okay.
A Pits of Hell Inferno match. That sounds like something Insidious used to do. Okay, I got to hear this one. Okay, explain that one.
April Fool's Hardcore Rules 2009, April 4th. It was Vince Easterwood versus then world champion Tenzin Keru.
Okay.
And Vince went a very, very passive route for that match. Never attacked except for right until they were near the ropes.
So is this one of those matches that because Vince plays the what was it you said earlier, the church boy, and you said that the name of it was Pits of Hell, was this one of those basic real good versus evil type of
Yes.
build-up? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. See, I'm smart for a redneck. I figured it out.
But
okay.
what? So, Vince ended up winning that because Tenzin basically sacrificed himself through the flames.
Okay.
And there was more that was supposed to go on after it, but unfortunately, with certain issues, SLCW ended up closing down for a few months, and it kind of got busted because of it. But right after Vince won, Big Evil comes in with a chaos for the contract in hand.
Okay.
So my first ever title was a world title for about 5 minutes.
Well, for about 5 minutes. Wow. What? Ooh, that'd be rough. Okay, so you said who your favorite opponent was. So is it safe to say that that Pits of Hell match was probably your favorite match, or was it not because of the length?
That actually was one of my favorites.
Okay, so we'll put that one on. We'll put that one to the because you're saying it was only like a 5 minute match. Okay, so let's.
Well, no, the Pits of Hell match itself was like 10 to 12.
Oh, okay, then I'm misunderstanding.
But the title reign
the
was 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, the title reign. Okay. But because the way you made it sound like the match only lasted 5 minutes because there were some issues, and I was like, well, we understand.
No. It's one that was supposed to go past April Fool's, but because of SLCW closing in late April, the following free preview that was supposed to happen never happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was Control the Chaos. And back then they actually Eric Stewart actually had voting boards in World for that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was those were interesting times.
Yeah, it sounds like
right. Okay, so has there been a match that you've always wanted to have that you haven't yet?
Now you're getting into the will thinker question.
Well, I got to stump you somehow because you got too quick of an answer for your favorite opponent. I can't let the guest win.
Oh, stump them.
Match that
I got it.
I really want. It's like a match that I really wanted to have.
Yeah, because who was it that we had on here? Wasn't that many guests ago, and we were surprised that they had never had this particular kind of match because like one that seems like it's thrown around a lot.
Dwight Slade. Dwight Slade.
Yeah, and what was it? It was a what kind of match was? What was that?
It was like a cage match or something. Was it a cage match?
Like a cage match or a cell match. Yeah, something like that. And it's like somebody's been around for a while. You should at least toyed with one of them. So, Vince, what's one that you haven't yet that you would like to?
I think one of the ones that I've never had previously is 3 stages match.
You've never done a 3 stages match?
I don't think I've ever done 3 stages match before.
Okay, taking out the person you named earlier about being your favorite opponent. If you had the option to be in a 3 stages of hell match or 3 stages match, however you want to say, who would you choose to be your opponent?
Who would I want for that match?
He is really going back to the Rolodex on this one, isn't he? Tell us how old I am. I said the word Rolodex. Uh-oh. Does he have an answer? Okay, I tell you what. Go ahead and think about it for just a few moments, and we'll go ahead and thank everybody for listening in. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, tell everybody about us, and we'll be right back from our sponsors. And we are back, and Vince has had the opportunity for the past few moments to think about the question that we left him hanging with that he couldn't find an answer for. Vince, now we are back. Before we get into the questions, do you know who you would have in your first ever 3 stages match as an opponent?
Honestly, now that I've had a few minutes to think about it, Tyrus.
Who?
Tyrus Suevi.
I never heard of him.
What? Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, you're gonna. I'm sorry, I don't know everybody in SO Wrestling. That's a new name. Who is that?
That's a new name to you? That is the owner of WPWF, aka Maury.
Oh, see, I only know where. See, that's the thing. Now that's what it is. I know who Mari is. I don't know everybody's alts.
Yeah.
Okay, or
Yeah,
don't know that they. So if you would have said Mari, I would have had no issue. I'd be like, oh, that'd be really great. But you said a name that I didn't recognize, so that wasn't fair. That was unfair on your part. Okay, so you want Mari's alt in a 3 stages match.
Yep.
Okay, now what would the 3 stages be?
Pinfall, submission, and false count anywhere.
Pinfall, submission, false count anywhere. Okay. All right. Okay. I can see that. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's great. I always like to think about what people think of when you ask them what kind of matches they want to have, because you want to see where their head goes, and you're trying to like, okay, pinfall, and then you go pinfall, submission, and then me, I would have went from submission to like last person standing, because you went pinfall, submission, then back to pinfall. But you have a different take on it. I just like getting people's ideas and seeing where their heads are at. That's interesting, but it would definitely work. Would definitely work. All right. Well, if you have your questions, make sure to get them into me. Unfortunately, Z wasn't able to make it today, as you all have seen. However, I already had some questions that were sent in by our favorite person in the entire SLWC, Mad Mike. Now, you're going to find out, Vince, why I was laughing, okay? Because I am going to read this verbatim from Mike. Okay, and the reason Mike's not here tonight, he said it's hot. He's struggling with the heat, not feeling too well. He's probably just going to go to bed. But anyway, this is why I was laughing. But let me send some questions for Church Boy. That's why I laughed earlier when you said Vince plays the Church Boy, because that's exactly what Mike said. All right. So, question number 1: who do you enjoy playing more, Karma or Vince Easterwood?
In the times, I would say Vince more, because it was like it came so naturally. But in current times, definitely Karma, because I have a lot more like versatility to kind of do a little bit more that isn't like rooted in one thing or another.
Well, I mean, would it make sense to kind of maybe evolve your character as Vince and just and don't get yourself always a high flyer, throw some things in there like people don't expect, help evolve and put you in different kinds of situations?
But the only time I've actually been really active on Vince since I stepped away from Vince in VWE was when the Catherine Blackadder Memorial came up.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
it would take some getting back used to the way Vince works, and as opposed to how Karma is now.
Okay. Well, perfectly fair. Okay. All right. Question number 2. Is there any opponent you had in the past that is not around anymore that you would want one more match with? And now, well, he didn't clarify, so when I say not around, I'm just going to say that they're no longer in SL Wrestling, because I don't want to try to think for him. I'll just say if they're no longer in SL Wrestling. I don't know if that's all he meant, but that's what we're going to go with.
That one actually is kind of the easy one. Ollie Lane.
Okay.
Because I think that could have been a really interesting, like, even could have been an interesting storyline, because that would have been, like, the Christian Catholic religious, and I'm pretty sure Ollie was the resident Jew at the time.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, if I remember correctly, or I'm pretty sure it's Jewish.
Oh. All right. Now, this last one, it's not a question. It's more of a statement, but he says a question, but it's really not. But he say it's not a question because everyone just needs to give you a cheer. It says, as a creator, I want to thank you for your vendor spot with all of the SLPW creators in one spot. We need more credit and feel you helped everyone's game by letting everyone see all the options out there.
Oh yeah, that kind of developed over time, and I was so fortunate that I was able to get some of them. Because a lot of those vendors, the creator isn't around anymore,
Okay.
or is barely around. And one of the last ones that I know I ended up finally getting about maybe 3 or 4 years ago was LV Designs, Lee Valentine.
Oh, now that's a name I know. I hadn't heard that in a while.
Yeah, that one took a while before I would end up getting hers in, but yeah, that is one of the big reasons why I keep Chris Sim open, is because I basically have every single move vendor represented in some way in that one area.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Paul, that was the only questions I had. Do you have any?
No, I don't have any.
Wow. You got Karma Star sitting in here and nobody's got well, I know yours, Vince, but I'm sure they would ask. You got one of the most beloved people in SOWC, and the only person that's got questions is not even here. That's kind of odd.
It's too late. We started too late.
Well, yeah, that's one thing. It did start too late. Which unfortunately we had to because of RL and all that other good stuff. But it's also probably because it's like where I'm at right now. It's hot and it's like miserable, and you just want to be on their fan. You don't want to have to do anything else. So, okay, so, like I said, now, and I'm going to go ahead and apologize up front for the people who are listening. Yes, this has got to be an extremely short one due to the time that we're doing this, and it was understood, that unfortunately this one's going to have to be hurried because I'm the one that's on the bad time crunch right now. But we have a few minutes left here, Vince, and this is normally the opportunity, and people's, got their own ways of doing it. We've heard people pretty much say the same thing, but it'd just be worded differently depending on their what kind of person they are. But this is usually where we give the opportunity for somebody to pass along any information to people who are listening who maybe not thought about being an SL, who are coming into SL, hearing this for whatever reason, and like you, not a wrestling fan, don't know what to do. What would be your encouraging words to say to give it a chance? Because look what it's done for you. It gave you a 17-year SL career, and you were not even a fan when you started. So what would be your advice to them, just to go out, not just to go out and give it a shot, but to make something of it? What would you tell them?
Stay away.
So definitely, if you have any interest in it at all, just start by watching the feds. Even if you're not an RL fan, sometimes the way SL handles is maybe more your cup of tea. So I'd start by watching all the feds and see if you like it, see which ones you like.
Okay, so I stand corrected. I now have some new questions that just came in, on the 11th hour. And they come from Miss Mina. And she wants to know, what has been your favorite Fed to ever be in?
Favorite Fed to ever be in? Probably would have to be UHW.
Okay.
Originally was under a name I really won't speak because it's kind of a blacklist name.
Oh, you talking about Birdie?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, we know Birdie is a bad name to mention, and I know Miss Valentine is not a good name to mention. You mentioned earlier, that's the only two names I know. That's why I threw Birdie out there. Nothing against Birdie personally. Never had an issue with him. I just know some of the,
Yeah, I know some of the controversy about.
Okay. Okay,
one
all
as
right.
well.
Somebody
But
that we're not aware of that you won't name. Understood.
but there was the original Fed owner of originally was UWS,
Okay.
United Wrestling Federation. Well, UWF, United Wrestling Federation, and then Maxine Andrezzi took over and made it United Honor Wrestling.
Okay. All right. I got you.
All right, so
Okay. Now,
how about making this interesting? All right, your top 3 feds you've been in. So you already said that one. 2 more.
Okay.
Top 3, WPWF would definitely be up there, and FPW Fusion.
Yeah, Fusion was great, man.
Depends on which end of the spectrum you're on that one. All right. Next. All right. So now she comes. Now she wants to know that if you were to ever come back, what Fed would you want to join? And current day roster that you're aware of, who would you want to face? I guess what she's saying is which Fed would you join, and in that particular Fed, who would you want to face?
If I ever came back as Vince, Fed to join more than likely would be VWE.
Okay, fair enough.
As to who I would face there, I do have some history in VWE, so it's kind of fun. There's some names that I've already faced, but probably one of the names that out of VWE that I haven't faced, I know came in after I left there, was K-Pow. K-Pow.
Okay, but I've heard that name
Yeah,
a
I heard
few
that.
times.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I've heard that name a few. I've never had any interactions with him. I've heard that name a few times. Okay, I think that'd be kind of fun because, like I said, I've never seen either one of you, in the ring. So I think it'd be kind of fun to watch something like that for the first time. Okay, last question that she has is: what advice would you give to anybody who wants to be a future owner of an SL Wrestling Fed? Don't do it.
Future owner. To be honest, I actually never ran a Fed. I was at most management when under Maxine, but I never actually ran my own Fed.
Oh, I thought you did.
No. I ran my own show back when back at DCWF. I actually ran Warzone, but I never actually ran my own Fed.
Yeah, for some reason I thought you did too. Huh. Okay.
No, I was always management. I was never owner.
Okay.
But even in that sense, if you want to try to own or even try to get into management at a Fed, definitely have a lot of patience. And there's actually two key pillars. One, patience, and two, stay firm to any rules and regulations that you set in place. Because you know that people are going to try to bend the rules and do things that you don't necessarily want, and unless you stand firm with your decisions, then they're just going to walk right over you.
So, in other words, it's fan owner go in and say, "Look, appreciate you being here, but this is my Fed. This is how it's going to be done. If you don't like it, there's the door. If you do like it, then do what I ask you to do. I understand there's going to be some issues. There's going to be that, but we can work it out. If you can't be adults, don't need you, right?"
Yeah, like
Okay.
there's some things that you can be lenient on, but don't risk the Fed to bend the rules for someone.
Oh, you mean show favoritism?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nobody in SL Wrestling does that. I mean, nobody practice that. Not that I'm aware of. You aware of anything like
No,
that?
never.
Yeah, I mean, every owner I've ever come across, straight up and down, trust them. give you the words they're going to do. And then, never heard of it before. I'm sorry, I can't keep a straight face. I'm sorry, I tried. I really did. All right. Well, it looks like we are at the end of this one. And once again, I have to apologize, Vince, for the shortness of it. But like I said, time crunch. Usually it's Paul that has to take off, but today it's me. We want to thank everybody for listening. Vince, thank you for being here, and we will catch you all next time.
Bitch Please has teamed with Whatchamacallit. Brings you all of your clothing needs from custom wrestling attire to everyday clothes. Established in 2007, Whatchamacallit is one of the oldest clothing stores in SL. For more information, contact Baddock Og. Custom work is available, and they have clothes for men and women.
Have you ever logged into Second Life just to spend time with that special someone, or just to escape that headache called real life and you just can't seem to find anything to do? Well, here at Warblood City, we have got something for you. Rentable bikes for a bike ride, a cafe for that date night, or a place to catch up with friends over tea and coffee. We also have our very own movie theater, so make sure you check out what's on the big screen. Every year from the 21st of September until the 1st of November, there's Warblood City's annual Autumn Carnival, so make sure to check that out. All you got to do is go into your search bar and type in Warblood Isle. Take the teleport, and welcome to the last stop you'll need for fun. We will see you all very, very soon.
LPW, otherwise known as Limitless Pro Wrestling. Check out their shows Riot Thursday nights at 4 p.m. SLT. Then catch them again on Unleashed Sundays at 1 p.m. SLT.
Aaron's Domain is a SL-themed server for friends, family, and the SL wrestling community. They have all sorts of channels and categories that may pique your interest and are currently tied to several other feds in the SL community, whether Rain works there or not. They do show their support for the family in the best way that they can. If you wish to become a member and join us, feel free to ask yourself or Chrissy and they will get back to you. Welcome to the Aaron family, and the door is always open.
Premier Wrestling is Second Life's leading federation for virtual sports entertainment, where passion meets performance, and the spotlight's not just on the ring, it's on you. We're recruiting now. Wrestlers, commentators, managers, referees. If you've got the drive, we've got the platform. With 4 electrifying weekly shows, Overload, Attitude, Rise, and ABW, Premier isn't just entertainment, it's a movement, a community, a gateway to the virtual world, proudly partnered with Linden Labs. Whether you're here to compete, perform, or elevate the action behind the scenes, there's a place for you in the Premier family. Step into the story. Visit premier-wrestling.com and join the action.